Hello to you all, friends and family. Today, this is one of our first sessions in terms of applied maths. We are going today to talk about the importance of applied maths, and I'm very glad, I'm very happy for you all. And happy holidays to those who are having holidays. Happy Christmas. Merry Christmas that is coming forth, and Happy New Year to everybody all over the world. Our friends and families, you are most welcome. Today, our session is going to be very brief. Um, and we're going to begin with understanding basic maths and why it is very important for us, to understand maths. It doesn't matter whether you are in the medical, clinical, or nursing fields. In whatever field you are in, as I said before, during the launch of our global programs, we will be sharing knowledge, important information, and for information and knowledge, when they are added together with understanding, it gives you the power, and the power for you to go in greater heights, greater mountains, and for those who want to access international jobs and contracts in the world. Most of these sessions are going to be very important to you. So today we are going to cover understanding basic maths and why it's very important in whichever field you are, wherever you are in the world. And for those of you who want to access international job markets, especially in the United States of America, in Canada, and in Europe, these are going to be very important skills for you. So I'm going to share my screen now, and let's see what we have today. Let's see what we have today. Let's see what we do have today. There you go. There you go. So you see, one of the things that is very important for us to understand is that maths is a core subject, or it's a core skill that is inevitable in every aspect of our lives, everywhere in the world. Very important. And that's why it's going to be one of the basic elements of our sessions in terms of training and in terms of upgrading skills. And it is also critical for us to understand that you see, in whichever field we are in, we need to apply these skills so that we are able to address the kind of requirements that we are faced with in whatever field you are in. For example, for people who are going to be who are going to access fields, whether in the medical, clinical, nursing, or even engineering, or even fields in the technical aspects of work. It is going to be very critical for us to understand the basics with respect to applied maths. And so today our task is going to be very simple. We are going to be looking at those skills that we need to apply in order for us to be well versed with, especially if we are faced with challenges that require us to access certain job arenas or access certain fields in terms of training or in terms of employment. Very critical and very important. So today, let's look at why is applied maths very important. Why is it very critical for us to understand some of these basics in terms of training? So the first very critical, very important reason is that you see, the basic principles of understanding applied maths relate to a number of fields, whether it is the medical or clinical or nursing fields, whether it is to do with technical fields in engineering, technical fields in teaching, and as you will see in this presentation, math is very important for everybody who is wants to get into the job markets, and who wants to get basics in terms of what is required for you to by employers all over the world. So that is our reasoning number one. It is a reminder, basic maths is a reminder for us to get the basic principles and understand the basic principles with respect to applied maths. The second reason why basic maths is very important is to prepare us for international mathematics exams. So there are, a number of exams, that are required in the nations all over the world. And as I mentioned, especially Europe and North America with regards to either Canada or United States, where they subject you to mathematics proficiency tests. And this is to really examine whether you have the basics with respect to proficiency in maths. So the skills we are going to share with you will give you the necessary knowledge for you to pass these proficiency tests, mathematics proficiency tests. And then the other one is what are called SAT maths tests or exams. Now, these are entry-level math exams for those who want to access high-level education, either in top-level schools or colleges in the United States of America or Canada. And these are particularly called scholastic assessment tests. Really, these ones prepare you for you to have entry-level grades when you want to access, colleges and universities in these nations. Now, number three reason why we need to understand and get these basic skills in terms of applied maths is as a part of psychometric, what are called psychometric tests. These skills prepare you for what are referred to as numerical reasoning tests. And this is whether you are graduates, whether you are employees, graduates who are, want to access higher levels of learning, or whether you're actually people who are interested in entering into the job markets, and that is employees, or management level staff who are already, undertaking, tasks within different levels of employment, especially managerial levels. And so what are these numerical reasoning tests about? These are used by employers to measure your ability to perform tasks that involve numbers, because in whatever job you are, you really will need to show that you are able, to address challenges that involve numbers. So these skills will give you the ability to perform these tasks in terms of what employers need from you. In addition, these numerical reasoning tests are used to measure your ability to interpret numerical information. So they will, different employers, when they are trying to take you on as an employee, or when you want to enter into college, or some people who are already undertaking certain tasks at managerial level within different levels of employment, you'll be faced with numerical information that you'll need to interpret in terms of reasoning what is actually behind a given challenge, which is numerical. So these skills will be very instrumental in terms of giving you the ability for you to interpret such numerical information. Very, very important. And then in addition to that, these skills will give you the ability to, to apply necessary logic in terms of finding mathematical solutions. And mathematical solutions And that is where you have challenges with respect to maths, and you need to apply logic to find, the solutions behind any challenge that is mathematical. And then the last, part of the numerical reasoning tests skills that you will need to get is for you to get the ability of answering data interpretation questions. For example, you may have data or questions that have got, pie charts. How do you interpret a pie chart? Or you may have, questions or challenges that are numerical, in the sense that you are presented with graphical, representations, and you need to interpret that data. So these skills will be very instrumental in terms of giving you the ability to answer and also find solutions to data interpretations, in case you're faced with these challenges. Now, the fourth main reason of why we need these skills is to enhance our capacity of our minds in terms of navigating rigorous mathematical problems within limited time frames. For example, and we can go back to psychometric tests. So psychometric tests, will test your numerical ability that involves two particular type of questions and tests, and those are speed questions and power tests. Now, these have questions of varying difficulty in terms of solutions that are required, and they give you given time frames within which to work on these speed questions or power tests. So these skills will be very instrumental in terms of giving you the ability to address, speed questions and power tests that are, very critical for you to answer the psychometric tests. And also, the other element in terms of rigorous mathematical problems that you will need these skills to enhance the capacity of your mind is in terms of reasoning tests where no time limit is set, but particularly, the catch is that they will give you'll be given what is called negative scoring, and in this case, they don't. So, in other words, they don't give you a time limit, but they give you the ability for you to reason these tests out. But also, you need to understand that whenever you get an incorrect answer, um, you know, you know, those incorrect answers will be subtracted from your total score, and you may find yourself, scoring 0 or even negatives or less, because you see, if you answer 10 questions and you fail 10 questions, you get a score of 0. And this is the challenge of the reasoning tests where you're given no time limit. So, you see, these skills will be very instrumental for you to, to be able to navigate in terms of your mind, navigate rigorous mathematical problems, so that you're able to score high in these reasoning tests. So, for example, if you're given 30 numbers and then you get 20 correct and then you get 10 wrong, so the 10 will negate 10 out of your 20, and then you'll get a score of 10 out of 30, which is a score of 30%. So, these skills are very, very important in terms of getting you ready so that you're able to, improve your ability to address, reasoning tests where you're not given any time limit. Very, very critical and very, very important, And then the other aspect, number 5, which is very critical in terms of these basic applied skills of math, is to provide you a solid foundation of basic mathematical skills that are required by employers in international job markets. And as I said, especially in the United States, in Canada, and in Europe. So most of these employers really look at your level of understanding of basic maths in terms of skill sets. And this will be very important for you to access these job markets. Number 6, these skills are very, very essential in terms of providing you with the required skills to successfully undertake what are called aptitude tests. And, these aptitude tests are a measure of workplace performance even when one has no job specific knowledge or industry specific knowledge. And what I refer to we refer to as job specific knowledge is knowledge that is really applicable to the job title or job description that you've been provided. So these math skills aptitude tests provide an employer a measure of your ability to either adapt to the workplace environment. In other words, how readily are you available if you're put into or given this workplace job? Are you able to adapt to the workplace environment in terms of being trainable or being mentored or being trained? Are you able to to adapt to the workplace environment? So these skills will be very, very critical in terms of improving your ability to adapt to a workplace environment. And in addition to that, aptitude tests are very important in terms of giving you the ability to pick up the right skills. So they are a measure of your ability to pick up those skills that are provided for you in a given job and in a given workplace environment, so that you are able to upgrade your skills. So the aptitude tests are very, very important to give an employer a measure of your ability to pick up and attain and take take up the right skills in terms of improving your performance within a given job. And then the last measure of the aptitude tests, which is very critical, is they give you the ability to quickly capture required knowledge for the job. And in so doing, many employers value these tests because they will provide them an indication of how good you are in terms of capturing and how fast you are in terms of capturing the required knowledge for a given job that you are trying to access. And it's very important for you to know that many employers actually they value these aptitude tests more than university degrees in terms of qualifications. Okay. Now, reason number 7 why we need these, basic skills in terms of, math, is to provide you a foundation for medical nursing and drug dosage calculations. So this is very specific for those who require to enter into the medical, clinical, and nursing skills, medical fields, where you will need to, you'll meet challenges with respect to drug dose calculations. So, the skills we are going to learn are going to provide you the understanding, the basic understanding with regards to applying and providing solutions to challenges that are involved in terms of drug dose calculations. And the area number 1 is metric conversions, where we'll be looking at converting either weights or volumes or length with respects to either milligrams to kilograms, milliliters to grams, or centimeters, which is a measure of length, to meters. Milligrams to kilograms is a measure of weight. Milliliters and grams is a measure of weight. And volume. This is volume. Volume to weight. Mils to grams. Mils to grams. So mils is a measure of volume and grams is a measure of weight. Centimeters to meters is a measure of, this is a measure of length, and then milligrams to kilograms is a measure of weight. So metric conversions are very critical in terms of drug dosage calculations, and we are going to be learning all these skills. And then pharmacology math, that's one of the, I have friends who, are doing, pharmacology, whether it is nursing, whether it is clinical and medical, and they're having, critical challenges in terms of applying pharmacology maths. So, where you need to determine the right dosage per patient, we'll be looking at these skill sets, and these skill sets will be helping you in terms of, understanding the application of pharmacology maths. And then the other one is determining intravenous, rate calculations, where, drug dosages with respect to applying, medicines that involve use of what are called intravenous pumps, intravenous pumps. So, we'll be learning some skills on how to, to determine, using these basic math skills on how to determine and, apply calculations with respect to intravenous rates in terms of drug dosages. And then the last one, but not least, is calculating dosages with respect to either tablets or liquids or injectables that are, the different types of modalities of medicines that are applied in the medical, clinical, and nursing fields. So thank you for today. Thank you for all those that are in attendance and those who are going to be, learning from these skills. I I urge you to share as much as possible. Share to your colleagues, share to your friends and family all over the world. These programs, as I said from the beginning, they are intended to improve our skills, to enhance the knowledge and the capacity of our friends and colleagues in the nations all over the world, particularly under your tutor HM. This is your tutor HM program, where we need the medical, clinical, and nursing solutions, and solutions even beyond those fields, for us to either access the required knowledge, the required skills, and the abilities for us to get into the job markets in the nations all over the world, but also to assess, to get the knowledge for us to improve our practices with respect to clinical, medical, and the nursing fields. So this is the end of today's presentation, where we've been looking at why maths, basic maths, is very, very important in our day-to-day lives, and also in terms of our fields of practice and our fields of training for those who want to enter into the medical, clinical, and nursing fields of training, and those who want to access job markets, and those who want to access higher levels of training and colleges and universities in the medical fields all over the world. So I thank you all for for attending this session, and please share as much as possible as you can to our colleagues all over the world. We love you all. We give you all the necessary skills and knowledge from our programs, and we'll make sure that we run together to improve our skill sets and our abilities in terms of that is required for us to be the best in terms of knowledge and aptitude. So bye for now. We love you all, and be blessed. Stay well.